Comrade Gore, as a Mutarian, I love my city, I love my country, I'm proud. Wasu, Kumakomoye, whatever you go, Samanyika, Wasu Nations. What are you going to do for our people? Because I know you've lived and you've worked in Mutare before. What are you going to do for football in Mutare? Please.
Yeah, I think, thank you for asking that question. I lived in Mutare. I had a good experience, footballing experience in Mutare as well. Mutare is a football city. It has produced a lot of players and also produced a lot of teams that the memories of Tanganda, Green Buffaloes, and now you have Manica Diamonds, which is the Entanix, I think, which is in Mutare. So I think for me, the focus is to ensure that we rehabilitate the infrastructure of football. The infrastructure meaning the stadiums, which means the stadium in Mutare will need, I know there's some work that has been happening. The Manica Diamonds has invested more investment to make Sakuba upgraded, but I think we need to make efforts to support Sakuba so that Sakuba becomes actually compliant by CAF standards so that it can host continental matches. So that's my prime aim, engaging with government, engaging with the local authority, and engaging with the football stakeholders locally. Most importantly also, we want to see investment in grassroots football. We need to see junior leagues flourish in Zimbabwe. So we'll have a structure that in each province, we want to see functional junior league teams being implemented by the Football Association. We need to see junior leagues starting from the age of 12, 15, and people to start to play. We also want to work with the schools, who are also the custodians of the game. Talent is scouted at primary school level, and talent is developed at secondary school level. So we want to make sure that the primary school football coaches are educated and equipped with knowledge at a high standard so that they can scout talent at school level and also have the knowledge to nurture it and transfer it to secondary school level. We want junior school tournament, functional tournaments, even at primary school level. There has to be visibility of a well-structured football process, football model that sees the development of talent from primary school into secondary school. So these are some of the ideas that I have and that I'm looking forward to implement in all the provinces.
And so this kind of situation where, is it a thing where, let's say Mutare, Sakuba Stadium, I was there not long ago, I can see a lot of work has been done. I was not aware of who is doing the work and stuff, but I appreciate and can see the development. Is this the case with many of the stadiums in Zimbabwe? I mean, when you get into office, what is the main, is Rufaro Stadium or National Stadium, is it up to standard as far as you're concerned? Because you visited it, you visited many stadiums in the African continent, and so how do you compare? I mean, what kind of work is going to be, and roughly what is the time frame? If you had to start off in the capital city and say, right, we have got this big football match, for those that are already established, have we got the right facilities? And then, as you said, other cities like Mutare and so on, but our national stadium, are we able to hold?
Yeah, I think, thanks for asking that, JP. I think the National Sports Stadium is currently being rehabilitated. There's a local company that has been assessed to do the work to make sure it's compliant. But I think, answering your question in detail again, we need to also have a national feasibility studies on our national football infrastructure. So that means we need to bring in people with expertise of costing and assessing the impact of the deficit of football infrastructure that we need. How many stadiums do we need, even at district level or at provincial level, and what sort of investment is needed? So for me, I'll be inviting engineers to come in that have experience. There are already 2 companies that I've engaged that will be willing to come and do an impact assessment of where we lack generally in the country. So that means they'll come in, they'll look at Sakuba and see how can we upgrade it to make it a stadium that is compliant by CAF standard and FIFA standard, and how much is it going to cost. And you are going to find out that when this impact assessment feasibility study is done, you find out that sometimes it's not actually costly as we think, but it's the way it's done. So they're going to sit with us and they'll support us also with getting the finances to improve the stadiums. Obviously, they will be under it. We'll have an arrangement where we work with local financial institutions, the government and the local authority to structure how, if they're going to give us a loan to extend us to renovate the stadiums, how much it's going to cost and who will contribute to what. And also football itself has to be profit-making and generate a certain amount of money that goes to pay for the levies of the stadiums. So that's what I'll be doing when I come into office. Get a company that will come and do a national feasibility study on all our football infrastructure, even right down to the infrastructure that we have at primary schools and secondary schools. They are government institutions, to see with government what investment is needed to upgrade those pitches. Because when you have better quality of pitches, you have more people interested in football and you can develop better quality of players. So that's the work that we plan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredible work. You have a lot of in-depth, I think you've spent your whole life. Football is your passion. And as an established businessman, entrepreneur, a community leader, community champion, your knowledge and understanding of what is needed
to turn left.
is the reason why I'm 100% behind you. And I urge every single person that I know, it's not just that I know you personally, you are the right person. And I think as somebody who is heavily involved in music and culture, we have a lot of things in common. I see the power of cohesion. We have artists, we have Vigilance Football Club, we have HKD Football Club, we have many of the artists that, this sport to mental health is very important. And we love football. We are so lucky that we have so many current players in the Premier League, legends from before. We are lucky that we have people that have set the standard. And now, obviously, with someone like you, you're very close with many international and African football stars. So you're able to assess and know. And also from a school level, I think it's very good that you're starting. Our people love football, and as a community, we have a lot of talent. It will be much easier if of all the schools, the pitches are done. It'll be much easier for somebody to actually play and showcase their talent and not have to be dealing with the ins and outs and the different vicissitudes of life, whereby you're faced with, the pitch is not right, but you've got talent. We need to show and showcase, and I think in this day and age, Zimbabwe has a lot of opportunity, a lot of people willing to invest, and I think it's a win-win for everybody. You come in, you're passionate, you know how to do it, you have literally a whole team, from players, from people with academies that I've met. You have done it in the UK, been successful, you continuously advise and frequent Africa. You're very, very, all your information is up to date. And I think this is what's needed, a great understanding of what it is. We have everything, as you've said. You have all the right people to come and assess what needs to be done. And it might not be expensive. We just need people to say, look, this is what we have. This is the plan we have, And it makes sense. I think you'll be the only person ever, or one of the only people in Zimbabwean football history who is targeting all these, the schools, the primary schools, the stadiums. You understand CAF and FIFA regulations. You understand what it's like and what is needed, the prerequisites to have real talent. You have people who have studied academies. We've met them. They fly here. They still scout talent. These are former, we call them legends. You brought the legends to the Zimfest 2024. You had your crew. I mean, not to sound biased, there are many, but you're a credible gentleman. You're a man of good character, a man of your word, a man who takes seriously, you are passionate through and through. Anybody who knows you, you can answer pretty much any question about anything about football, about any player. It's like a moving encyclopedia. But we need that wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
Knowledge is only good if it's used. So we need somebody like you. Again, we are lucky to have somebody with such a vast knowledge, literally a catalogue and a diary full of people who are willing to help at any time. And I think 2024 is the right time. I personally think you're the right candidate. There is no other fit. We need solutions. No one person can solve everything, but you are a start and you have the backing. So the whole thing about it is there are people who want to do the job, but sometimes you don't have the right tools.
Yeah, we're here touring Stratford Football Club.
Yeah.
Our partners that we want to work with in Zimbabwe to support us. They've been generous with donating us football kits that we have used to primary schools in Africa, and we want that to continue. We are so grateful for their generosity. It's match day, as you can see. We have a lovely changes here.
Yeah.
And we want to stay and also watch the game.
Everything. Yeah, so you got everything. You got everything for everybody. Look at
Ben,
that.
thank you once again for
Bringing
us together.
Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Really, it's very, very important. And thank you very much for your generosity.
Thank you.
And God bless you. You know, it means a lot.
This is my son who.
Oh, you look identical.
Yeah.
Yeah.